Imagine this. You improve just 1% every single day. It doesn't sound like much, does it? But here's the mind-blowing part. Over a year, those tiny daily improvements add up to a 37x transformation. Yes, 37 times better than where you started. That's the power of small, consistent actions. In this video, I'm going to break down the 1% rule and show you exactly how this principle can help you achieve anything you've ever dreamed of, no matter how big or impossible it may seem. Most of us dream big. We set huge goals like, I want to lose 50 pounds, I want to start my own business, or I want to become a professional musician. But here's the problem. Big goals often feel overwhelming. They're so intimidating that we either procrastinate or quit when progress feels too slow. Sound familiar? The truth is, success doesn't come from sudden breakthroughs or massive effort all at once. It comes from small, steady steps taken every single day. That's what the 1% rule is all about. Embracing the power of tiny improvements. Let me give you an analogy. Imagine you're piloting an airplane. If you adjust your course by just 1 degree, it seems like nothing at first. But over hundreds of miles, that small change leads to a completely different destination. That's exactly what happens when you apply the 1% rule to your life. A tiny improvement today might not seem life-changing, but over time, it compounds into extraordinary results. So, what exactly is the 1% rule? It's a mindset shift where instead of focusing on massive leaps, you concentrate on getting just 1% better each day. Let's say you're learning a new language. Rather than trying to master it overnight, you could focus on learning just 5 new words a day. By the end of a year, you'd know over 1,800 words, enough to have basic conversations. The same principle applies to fitness, personal finance, or any area of life. The key is consistency. Here's where the science gets exciting. The 1% rule taps into the power of compounding. Think about it like this. When you invest money, the interest you earn doesn't just add up, it multiplies. The same happens with your efforts. Mathematically, improving by 1% daily results in being 37 times better after a year. But there's also a psychological effect. Small wins create momentum. Each tiny victory builds confidence and motivates you to keep going. Your brain loves these incremental successes. They create a positive feedback loop that reinforces the habit. Let's look at some real-life examples of the 1% rule in action. Sir Dave Brailsford, the coach of the British cycling team, used this principle to turn his team into Olympic champions. He didn't aim for massive overhauls. Instead, he focused on small 1% improvements, like optimizing the athlete's sleep quality, upgrading bike tires, and even improving hand-washing techniques to prevent illness. The result? His team went from obscurity to dominating the Olympics, winning multiple gold medals. Another example is James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, who shares the story of an overweight man who lost 100 pounds using the 1% rule. He started with just 5 minutes at the gym. Yes, only 5 minutes. That small habit eventually grew into a full workout routine. Over time, those tiny changes compounded into a massive transformation. These aren't miracles. They're proof that small, consistent actions create extraordinary results. Now, let's make this practical. How can you apply the 1% rule to your life? Step 1. Define your goal. Be specific. Instead of saying, I want to get healthier, say, I want to walk 10,000 steps daily. Step 2. Break it down. Ask yourself, what's the smallest step I can take today to get closer to this goal? Maybe it's drinking 1 extra glass of water or taking the stairs instead of the elevator. Step 3. Track your progress. Use a journal, an app, or a simple checklist to record your daily 1% improvements. Seeing your progress will motivate you to keep going. Step 4. Celebrate small wins. Reward yourself for sticking with the process, even if the steps feel tiny. Finally, Step 5. stay consistent. Consistency beats intensity. Remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about showing up every day. Now, you might be wondering, what if I miss a day? That's okay. The beauty of the 1% rule is that it's forgiving. If you fall off track, just pick up where you left off. Progress is what matters, not perfection. So, what's your 1% improvement for today? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about your goals and how you plan to tackle them. If this video inspired you, don't forget to hit the like button and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Remember, big change starts with small steps. Start small today, and watch your life transform over time. The journey to achieving your dreams doesn't have to be overwhelming. The 1% rule isn't just a strategy. It's a mindset, a way of thinking that makes the impossible seem possible. Small steps lead to giant leaps over time. So, take your first step today. 1% better, one day at a time, and the future you want will be within reach. Let's get started.